where you are now, you're not going to always be. It is a journey. Life is a journey.
And a lot of times we don't focus on that one thing, that one key thing that can help us be successful. And we think we have to have the Airbnb. We think we have to have 10 pieces of real estate. We want to teach business credit and business funding. But when you focus on that one thing, it opens up the door for so much.
There's business owners who are stuck in what they know and what they've been doing for years, that they're scared to add an extra stream of income, or they're scared to try something new. They're scared to pivot. Don't be scared.
There's somebody who wants to learn from you. There's somebody that wants to know your journey. Even if there's only 10 people in your community or 10,000 people in your community, somebody wants to connect with you.
I look at my communities as a funnel. So when you have these community members that are already that already know, like, and trust you, that's your warm audience.
What are some things that I can do to make sure that I'm engaging with my community?
I love that question.
Welcome to another episode of Access Granted, where I give you exclusive access to entrepreneurs that are killing it in their industry. I am so excited. I told you guys, I only bring you the best. Like, I only bring you the people that I personally learned from. And this young lady is killing it in her space. Brooklynn, welcome to Access Granted. Thank you for being here.
I'm so excited to be here. I watch your podcast. I've been seeing you killing it. So I'm just so honored to be here.
No problem. I'm just excited about just what this future holds for, you know, what we're doing and the collaborations and the partnerships. And I'm just so excited for everything that's getting ready to come up. I know you got some amazing stuff getting ready to drop, so we'll talk about that. But I want to dive in. You know, I always like to share, you know, who you are, how you got started, and what you do.
So I'm Billionaire Brooklynn. I am a mommy. I have to say that first, because that is before anything, right? So I'm a mommy. I'm a business owner. I've been in business 10 years. And I've been on a grind for 10 years. Like, this last year is what this is my Jesus year, and it blew up. That's when I became a millionaire, but I was a struggling, you know, business owner for 10 years, having ups, having downs. I've done everything in business, from trucking, Airbnb, business credit funding, coaching, all the things, literally just trying to get rich and trying to find what's going to change my life in a major way. So I call myself a pivot queen. I've had salons, beauty businesses, just all the things. And so I come from a very small town in Pennsylvania called Erie, Pennsylvania. It is voted the worst city for Black people and the poorest city in America.
Wow.
Yeah. So when you come from a place like that, I didn't see a lot of successful Black people. It was just like, it's very rare to see people, especially people in business, thriving. You just don't see it. I moved to Detroit when I was, I think, maybe 14 with my mom. And that's where I saw Black luxury, wealth, business, all the things, you know? So I'm just out here doing my big one.
I love it. I love that for you. I love, you know, I'm not going to say I love, but, you know, I think it's important that sometimes we have to go through things before we get the reward or before we get the success. And I think sometimes our hardship is what molds us, and it's what makes us better.
Definitely.
And for me, from my journey, I went through being a broke entrepreneur, went through, you know, getting terminated from my job. I just launched a new book called Fired to Freedom.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Where I talk about being terminated from Wells Fargo and going into entrepreneurship. But I think the hardship and the struggle was a requirement on my journey, because now I'm able to teach other entrepreneurs, like, this is what's going to happen.
Yes.
And when it happens, right? It's not if, it's a when. When it happens, this is what you do to kind of get over those obstacles. So I love, you know, you say being the pivot queen, but now you have so many skill sets that have developed from being in those different industries that make you Billionaire Brooklynn.
The mindset.
Yeah.
You know, I get on TikTok, I get on live, and I motivate people, because I've been through the struggle. And a lot of times we're going through the struggle, but we don't want to announce that we're currently in the struggle. We talk about it once we're out of the struggle, right? And so I used to be in my struggle, but I would watch people like you. I would watch people like Neo and Him 500 online, and it'll motivate me and inspire me to keep going. Especially when you share that you've been through the same things that I've been through. Like, okay, I could do it. So your story is inspirational. You have to share it, but also I call it like journey talk. Like, share your journey while you're on the journey, because it's real, it's relatable, and where you are now, you're not going to always be. It is a journey. Life is a journey. It's not a race. It's a marathon. Things are going to happen, but And then also you can speak from experience. Like I've been through the craziest stuff in business. So I could give you advice because I didn't just read the book. I went in it and I got through it, you know? So
That's good. So from struggling, from hardship, from being the pivot queen, now you have built, now you're a millionaire, right? On the road to billion, right? What was that key point, or what was that one thing that made you the millionaire? Like what got you to this place?
So I always knew I would be a millionaire. Like I was broke. I would go into the grocery store and I would just randomly have these thoughts like, they don't even know that I'm a millionaire. They don't even know it's a millionaire in the building.
I love
You know, because to me, a millionaire was just so like unbelievable. It was just unheard of to, you know, I didn't know any millionaires, right? And so just as I thought $100,000 was $1 million, you know what I'm saying? So it was just, it just was like a dream, a goal, but I just embodied being a millionaire with the way that I moved, the way that I thought, the way that I worked, even when I was struggling in business. So I always just was like, I'm gonna be a millionaire. It took me a long time to get here. But, you know, I think that what really, I don't know, I think that having the desire, first of all, the want, seeing people look like me, like I could do this, it's possible, believing in myself and shifting my mindset because I come from a family and a mindset of lack. So I had to teach myself how to be abundant. I had to I had to go through a whole spiritual journey because it's like, yo, God wants me to be wealthy. He knows that I'm going to take care of his people and he gives me the power to create wealth, you know?
That's good.
Because literally it's like, you know, money is bad, or, you know, people in our what is it? In our culture or whatever, people think that when you want to be successful, when you want to be a millionaire, when you want to be a billionaire, that it's like looked down upon, you know? So I think just having the belief and then putting in the work to do it. And the work is not cute. The work is so ugly. And it's the work that people don't see. It's the reading your books, getting up early, you know, doing like working, like this stuff does matter, you know, because I feel like mind, body, and soul, it just all comes together. I had to just change my whole life. I had to get away from my, you know, old friends. I had to just build myself into just a new person, just mentally and spiritually, you know, honestly.
That's good.
You know, I had to write down affirmations. I have I have books of me just literally writing down the vision, writing down my goals. And the most important part is executing on them. We could write down things, we can think about things, but if you don't put in your work, it's not going to happen. And so I'm a huge action taker.
I love that. I actually took this from Nehemiah when I first started working with, you know, in the partnership, and I would write down my goals, and then it would be like, you know, I would just write them down. And then he was like, you know, when you write down your goals, you got to put a date next to it, right?
Yes.
And not only put that date next to it, but what's the consequence if you don't meet that goal by that date? And so I started doing it, and I'm like, oh no, it's another level of accountability.
There you go.
Right? So not only am I writing down the goals, okay, cool, I'm writing it down, but now I got to make it happen by this day. And if it doesn't happen by this day, this is what the consequence is. But if it does, then we go out and we celebrate, right? Celebrate briefly, because now we're on to the next goal that we want to accomplish. So I love that. You touched on something, and I think, you know, I highlight you and I honor you. So I admire you for this really quick. But you talked about the impact that you make in the lives that you're changing. And you're doing this from... And you even said it, like, I'm doing God's work and I'm giving back to the people. And you are the queen of communities, right? But not only are you the queen of communities, you're giving people an avenue and a resource to truly change their life. Talk about this amazing community that you have.
Oh my gosh, thank you. It's literally God-given. It's called Digital Boss Academy. I got 3 communities now, but that was the one that changed my life and the lives of so many others. And it's crazy because I had this community like 3 years ago. It was in a Facebook group. And it's the same thing, you know, us working out together, praying together, motivating each other. I'm teaching the same things, but it just was not the right time. You know, I just got out. I just actually had my baby. And I just wanted to get back into business because I took a year off to focus on being a mom. So I was like, you know what? I need accountability partners. And that's where the community came from. And we would wake up at I used to wake up at 6 o'clock, but I was like, now it's time for me to wake up at 5 o'clock. I want to challenge myself. Like every couple of seasons, I have to challenge myself, right? So that's how the community came about. And then this past year, you know, I was taking major losses in business. My beauty salons, I shut my beauty salons down, and I stopped coaching. I stopped selling digital products. I was just focused on being a mom. And I was like, okay, I'm ready to start making my own money. I took so many losses. I literally had $38 in my bank account.
Well,
because I lost like $60,000 and like another $30,000. And I was being taken care of by my child's father. So, but it was like, for me, I go from making multiple six figures to like, I'm going through a period now. Like, what the heck? And so God literally gave me this vision at like 4:00 in the morning of my community. I went on TikTok live and I was like, here's my ideas. Here's my plan. And people were like, let's do it. At that time, I was selling courses that were $500. And I looked at the market and I was like, something's missing. A lot of people can't afford $500 right now for a course. They have the desire to do more and learn. They ain't got the money. And that was me before. And also they weren't getting approved for Afterpay and Klarna because the credit was bad. So I made my community $111. It literally blew up, and I gave people rights to resell my community and keep all of the profits from it.
Wow.
Yes. So this community taught you how to do digital marketing and content creation, how to market your business, because even though I had a business, I was struggling with marketing. I'm like, I don't want to do TikTok dances. What is TikTok, So I had to get back into learning these skills. And so marketing, you need to learn marketing and branding. And so I partner with other business owners. They put their courses in my community. I showed up doing free mentorship, and literally it just went viral. And it allowed me I think I made $100,000 in like 38 days. From there, it was up. People were making $10,000, $20,000, quitting their jobs, all from selling a community that I created. Now we have 80 plus courses inside, multiple streams of income. We got to get you in there. That's on record. Get her in there.
Oh, that's done. That's done.
So, 80 streams of income, free mentorship, giveaways. We work out together. We pray together. We were the #1 community on the Skool platform in our industry. And now, it just changed my life. I'm here now being able to talk to you because of that community.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. But it's not just, people hear, $500, $111, they hear that you have this community. You're providing an avenue for people to resell the community.
Yes.
And I think I seen something where one of your students made like $30,000 a month. Like a month?
Oh, yes. So it was $100,000.
Okay.
$100,000 in a month. And we have so many people been able to do that. We are in different countries. Shout out to our South African family, our UK family. They go crazy. One of my members, she made $100,000. She flew to America to meet me in person. $100,000 in 30 days. She's not the only one. It's probably about 10 to 15 people who have done that. And so the difference between like my community and, a lot of other communities. And I think that, when you have a community, you should focus on helping people make money with you, right? People want to learn information, but they also want to make money too. So instead of you have your courses. Sometimes it's a lot to create these courses, record the videos, get everything perfected, all of these things. So the fact that people can come in, they have a community that they believe in, they trust, they love, and they're able to resell it without doing any work because we got the mentorship. The videos are valuable. It's the most collaborative space you've ever been in with 80 plus creators. People come in, they love the energy of the community, right? So you're able to come in, learn these skills, pick one, there's 80, right? Master the skill. And say, for instance, you come in and you want to learn Airbnb. Go ahead and focus on Airbnb. We got ebooks in there that you can white label and resell. Go get your Airbnb, do the work. Once you have success, we teach you how to market your Airbnb, do your content. We teach you all of that. Then you can tell people, listen, you guys, I just got my first Airbnb. Take people on the journey with you, TikToks, Instagrams, YouTube. Take people on the journey with you of getting your first Airbnb. And now instead of you creating your own Airbnb course, because you're still kind of a beginner, you can say, listen, y'all, I learned from this course, Digital Boss Academy is $111. And guess what? Or actually that is $222. You get Airbnb course plus 79 other courses, support all these live sessions. But now you, as the person who is promoting it, you get 85% commissions from it.
Wow.
So you're taking home that money and you're also helping someone else do what you've done. So you're having that impact, you're building an influence of your audience, and you're making money while you're doing it, you know? So, cause my thing is, I like making easy money. We've worked forever, grinded our butts off for 10 years. Now it's time for me to enjoy being a mom and
Soft
do
life.
what I love, the soft life, the real soft life, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's why I love having a community, because it's the soft life for me and for my members.
That's so dope. So dope. I tell people all the time, like, you know, entrepreneurs, we see success and we want it. And, you know, we think it's overnight. Like if we look at Billionaire Brooklyn online right now, we're like, oh my gosh, she's a millionaire. I want this life. But we don't know what you went through the last 9 years, right? So year 10, right? The Jesus year. But then it's like, you know, I want this success. But a lot of times we don't focus on that one thing, that one key thing that can help us be successful. And we think we have to have, you know, the Airbnb. We think we have to have 10 pieces of real estate. We want to teach business credit and business funding. But when you focus on that one thing, it opens up the door for so much. When you see me online, you see grants. Right? But when you come into my community, you're like, oh my goodness, this lady knows about personal credit. She knows about business funding. Oh, she can really help me like market my business and market my brand.
Okay.
But when you see me online, all you see is grants. You think that's all I know.
Wow.
But when you connect with me and you sit down next to me, it's like I can teach you all these other amazing things and help you get some money to make it happen.
I love that, because I'm gonna keep it real. That's a struggle, because when you are so good at so many things, like I was struggling with that. That's why I call myself a digital boss, because it was like, you got to niche down, focus on one thing. But I'm like, I can't. These people know me for beauty. These people know me for credit. These people know me for business credit. These people know me for business coaching, marketing. So I'm a digital boss. Anything that got to do with online, I can do. But it's so powerful to niche down, like you said. You know me as the grant queen. You got all this extra stuff inside of the community, but I don't lead with that. And it's so hard, especially when you're a creative, to focus on one thing. I got 10 LLCs. I wanted to do any and everything. And I was running these businesses by myself. But guess what? When I let those businesses go, and I focus on one thing, it blew up, you know? So if you are watching this and you're like, man, I know how to do this, I do this, you're confusing your audience. Honestly, you're confusing yourself. So find something that comes easy to you, that is lucrative, right? That could give you your time back and that can help as many people, you know, as possible. Focus on that and have your little gems and extra things in the background. I love that.
Yep,
I didn't know that you did that.
Yep, that's my motto. Like, you know, come inside and let me teach you all these other things. But when you look, if you just look from the outside, you're gonna say, oh, that girl knows grants.
Wow.
Right? But when we come inside, it's like, oh my goodness, she really can, you know, she can teach me this, she can teach me that. And I try to really, really focus on that, because that's what I teach my community. And I just think, you know, so many people have their hands. And then once we come inside, you know, once you build the brand, you can figure out how to have the 7 streams of income with one business, right? So the affiliate marketing, the digital products, the courses, the merch, you know, 7 streams of income with one business. And just imagine, you know, you got 10 LLCs. If you're giving 10% of your energy to each business, you're so stretched thin. But if I put all of that into one, how powerful am I?
You hit it on the nose, because I have 11 different streams of income inside of one community. So I love that, because that's what I did. I was like, you know what? Let me just focus on this one community. And with my experience over the last 10 years, I was like, okay, I could add this. I could add this. I could have 40,000 members in this community. Hold on now. You know, these are customers still. And so literally I get paid 11 different ways. I'm always looking at like, okay, how can I monetize this? What does the community members need? What can make this faster, better, easier, simpler, you know? So that is powerful.
Good. Yeah. So what are some things that I want to, you know, I think I believe everybody should have, I'm not going to say everybody. I believe a lot of people should have a community, right? Especially if you're very good at something. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. There's somebody who wants to learn from you. There's somebody that wants to know your journey. Even if there's only 10 people in your community or 10,000 people in your community, somebody wants to connect with you. So I feel like people should have a community, right? Definitely. So if I'm watching this and I want to start my community, where do I even start?
I love this, because me and you talking about this earlier in a genuine conversation about the platforms that we tried and, you know, we really weren't fans of, right? So what I would say is you have to start with a good platform to put your to host your community on. For me, I love Skool. It's just because, you know, I've tried other platforms and I'm not tech savvy. I was confused. I didn't enjoy being in there. I didn't know where things go. And so if I'm not in there, I'm not engaging. My people ain't going to be in there. They ain't going to be engaging, right? Yeah. And so I found an amazing platform. It honestly gives like Facebook vibes, right? So you have like your status, you know, and like how you post a status, you have your classroom, you have your calendar, you got all these things. Now they have where people can actually use Google and Apple Pay to join your community. They don't have to use their card, you know, to join. And so I would say, you know, pick a platform. I recommend Skool. And if you already have a course, you already got an ebook, go ahead and chop those videos up, put them inside of the classroom tab. You know, put your documents inside of their documents, your links inside of the Skool platform. Decide your pricing. How much are you going to price your community at? Is it going to be over $100? Is it going to be $50? Yours is at $37. Mine is at $33, right? Also, I like to focus on an affiliate model. That's how my communities grow, because I allow people to make money by referring my community. So I give people 50% and they get paid 50% every single month of each person they bring inside of the community. So it's not just me making money. People are making $10,000, $20,000 a month just by referrals. And so think about how many times you're going to show up for your monthly calls, right? Think about how many people you're going to need on your team. Like, what are the positions? Or you could do this yourself, but you're going to need customer support. You're going to need a community manager, right? You're going to need, you know, depending on what your community is about. And then also, how often do you want to show up? How often do you want to show up inside of the community? It's like, you know, because people need access to you. So for me, I don't show up as much in my communities because, you know, I've graduated from that point, but I've hired people to come in and teach my marketing classes, teach my branding classes, right? I got AI that does a lot of work for me, answer people's questions. I got tech support. I got, you know, community leaders and community managers, customer, you know, all these things to run the community. So I would just say, put your knowledge and your information in there, be your authentic self. How many times are you going to show up in your community? What is going to be the vibe of your community, right? Because your vibe attracts your tribe, right? And, you know, think about like I said, the pricing model. You need some upsells and stuff in the back end, because that's like, I look at my communities as a funnel. So when you have these community members that are already that already know, like, and trust you, that's your warm audience. So you could sell them hot ticket offers. They could book calls with you. You could do webinars, challenges inside, right? Like I said, I get paid 11 different ways. So one of the ways, you got merch, right? You should have affiliate links, stand store, beacons, go high level. Like, people need to use these links to sell their digital products, right? So I'm always looking at ways to just monetize. How can I get these people in, and how can I help them go to the next level, right? So it's honestly very simple. Get you a great platform, put your knowledge and information and expertise in the platform, show up as your true authentic self, help people. I have tabs where people share their wins with me in the community. Oh my gosh, I got my first sale. We celebrate them. You know, do giveaways, right? If somebody gets their first grant, they should be getting a plaque. They should be getting a shout out on your social media page, right? In-person meetups. I think you got to meet up tomorrow.
Yep, tomorrow.
You know? So in-person meetups, like, how can you touch your people? How can they feel wanted and needed? Because here's the thing: when you have a community, you want people to be able to stay. So they have to enjoy being there.
Yeah, that's amazing. That was gems. I'm over here taking notes. Like, I gotta add some stuff to my social media. I mean, my community. We actually just started doing the shout outs where people get grants, because I'm like, people want to see these results. I really push heavily on getting grants with AI. Right. So that's like my thing. Like,
do you have an AI grant bot?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So we have a bot that they get inside the community that writes the grants for them. Right. And so I show them how to use it to their benefit. And we have students who are winning thousands and thousands of dollars. We have a student, Melvin, he got $80,000 and then turned around and used the bot that's in the community for his family members and friends, and got $257 extra $1,000 in grant funding. And so I pushed that, but I'm like, we celebrate them in the community, but I have to celebrate them online outside.
You need an interview with them.
Yep, absolutely.
YouTube, it needs to be on YouTube. They need to, here's the thing too, like, I don't know, there is a, like a, what is it called? A board, a members board, that's inside of Skool. And I love Skool because it's gamified, right? So if you're in grants, they may not have a grant category. You may be in the money category, but I love that too, because, I just won the Skool games, right? So I just went out there in order to win the Skool games. This is what I love about the Skool as well. In order to win the Skool games, you have to be one of the top earning members on the platform. So say, for instance, your grants. If they don't have a grant category, they have like credit and stuff, you'll probably be in the money category. So the top 5 people in that category that hits the highest amount of money in monthly recurring revenue, that solidifies you as a GOAT, right? And so my community, we hit $98,000 a month in monthly recurring revenue in 2 months. So I won the Skool games, met Alex Hormozy, Sam Ovens, and just had an amazing experience with them. But if you have a community, you should strive to win that award, because number one, you get an award, but it makes you an authority in the space. I'm crowned the community queen, because I have the award from the #1 community platform.
Yeah.
But if I was on a different platform, if they're not giving me, anything, So I love that, because even me as an entrepreneur, I want to be appreciated and I want to be awarded. So definitely, you got someone killing it like that. Oh my gosh, it will be pinned at the top of the community, because it motivates new people coming in to the community. Like, if he can do it from being in this community, so can I,
Yeah, that's so dope. That's so dope. Listen, I told you I learned from you. Every time I hear you speak, every event, I'm like, oh, what room is Brooklyn in? Okay, I got to be over there so I can hear. Because every time there's a gem, there's a nugget, there's something that I'm able to take and add value to what I'm currently doing. So I just appreciate that so much. So we built the community. We got the people inside. Like, we're marketing our community. We talked a little bit about different ways to monetize this, but how do we truly just make our audience that we have? I know they're incentivized from the affiliate links, right? And getting paid for it, but how do I really push them to go out and be great and market and brand this community?
That is such a great question. And what I've noticed is, I really heavily focus on like a partnership, like make money with me, done for you community. And you're making a monthly, here's the thing, people can make money, right? Because one of my communities, it's a one-time payment. So you get paid once. The other community, you get paid every single month off of your work. So just imagine you going from, you just making an extra $5,000 a month. It's on autopilot. Like next month, you're starting the month at $5,000 just by being in this community. So I break that down for them. We do the math, and that's honestly, it is talking about the affiliate opportunities. It's passive income. It gets no better than that. Besides a grant. It get no better than passive income besides a grant.
Yeah. That is amazing. That is amazing. So I think again, I think everybody should have the community. I think it just speaks to the power of it, just having it, and then being able to, you don't even have to market it. Like we get the people inside, who are getting results, and who are making money from it, to get other people to come inside and push it, and everybody wins.
It's a monthly. I just need y'all to understand this. It is a month. Like when September came, I didn't start at 0. I started at 6 figures. Do you know how life-changing that is? When you have to when you have experience working your butt off for jobs. Just a couple of years ago, I was making $19 an hour. So, working for 8 hours. And so it's like, I don't care if I make $20 today. I'm so blessed. I'd be like, thank you, Jesus. Every time my phone go off, I'd be like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Because that $20 saved me an hour of my work, of my life. Right. But when we think about, how much money, I remember I was making $3,500 a month. Like, if I can make an extra $2,000-$3,000 a month on autopilot, that can change my environment. That can give me a new car. That can give me, dinner dates with my husband. That could, my wife. That could change my kids' school. That can change my wardrobe. That can change my look. But you know what? The most important thing is, it gives you peace. Because we work so, life used to be hectic. And then when I started making money, or not even just making money, but yeah, making money, I'm like, hold on, life is not that bad. And my money buys me my time. So I have time to spend with my son. I have time to spend with my family. I got time to I'm a nap girly. Are you?
I'm a nap girly. I get my nap.
I get my naps. So I got time to take a nap without feeling anxious. I got time to think. I got time. I don't like rushing. So I could take my time. Before, when I was working and stuff, making, depending on making money, every day, hustling, bustling, I was rushing and late in all of these things. So now in that soft girl energy or soft guy energy, because you know that money is coming in on autopilot, and it's just the best thing. It's truly life changing. That monthly recurring revenue, I haven't seen anything better than it.
You have a challenge coming up.
Yes.
And in this challenge, you're breaking down how to start the community, how to monetize the community.
Yes.
Talk about the challenge.
Yes, so we have a challenge coming up, and we're going to be helping people, because here's the thing. People are always asking me, can you help me? Can you help me with my challenge? Can you help me with my community? And so, yes, it's time. We are going to help you guys build out your online communities. It doesn't matter if you don't have a business. Listen, there are people making thousands of dollars a month with hobbies, right? So we're going to find what your community is going to be about. We're going to name your community. We're going to set your community up. You're going to have a completed community on that challenge.
Wow.
Yes. So you'll just have to, plug and play your information, but we're going to use help AI. We're going to have AI help us with the communities. AI chatbots are life changing. You have one inside your community. Hire people for your communities. Virtual assistants are $3 to $5 an hour if you need one, or you could do the work. One of the top earners on the Skool platform, he makes about $350,000 a month. He has no team members. It's only him. So you could do this without having team members, right? But so we're going to help you build out your communities, monetize your communities, automate a lot of the marketing, teach you how to market, brand yourself, get those affiliates going, and keep people engaged in your communities. And yeah, my goal is to help literally everyone be able to make $10,000 a month in monthly recurring revenue.
Let's go. Let's go. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You touched on another key piece, and I think this is something that people miss with communities, because there are a lot of people who start communities and they don't realize, why it's not working or why people are not staying inside. They're not engaging.
Oh, yes.
And I think that's like the key. Like we have to start it, right?
Yes.
That's the starting point. But when we get these people inside, we have to interact with them. We have to engage. We have to make sure we're providing value, not just a resource, like value inside.
Yeah.
What are some things that I can do to make sure that I'm engaging with my community as well?
I love that question. So basically, here's the thing. Some things that I do every morning, I post a motivational video inside of my community from YouTube. Today I posted Jim Rome, and it was like, put yourself first before you lose everything. And hundreds of people are like, oh my gosh, I needed this. So I just give motivation. I needed Jim Rome on my journey, because when I was feeling lost and stuck, I put him on YouTube. He'd get me back in my vibe and in my energy. So I'm just putting me in my community, right? So motivational videos, inspirational messages, you post in your community every single day, right? You drop a grin in there every day. And here's the thing. A lot of people get scared because they like, I don't have something to drop every day, right? You don't have to. It's your community. You run it how you want to. Drop something every week. Do Q&As once a month, twice a month. How often do you want to show up? What I like to tell people is, don't overpromise. Don't say, oh, I'm going to show up every day and do a Zoom call every day. You're going to burn yourself out, and your people are not going to trust you. So I'd rather you say, I'm going to do a Zoom call bi-weekly. And if you want to do extra, it's bonus to them. So decide how many times you're going to show up just to do a live Q&A or a live teaching. Have special guests come in, right? There's a section that I have in Skool where it's questions, tech support. How can I help you? What are you struggling with? I ask my people questions all the time. How can we make this community better? What don't y'all like? They'll tell me. I'm like, you doing too much now. Calm, chill out. But they will tell me. But I do ask. I'm like, how can we make this community better? What are we missing? Ask your people questions. They love that. Everything I do, I ask people, what should we do? And they just love it. They're like, thank you for having us a part of your decisions. So being engaged, ask questions.
That's dope.
Motivate people, answer questions. Like, don't go missing in your community. Even if you want a virtual assistant to sign in from your account, and answer people questions. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, Coach K is always in here supporting people.
You're giving them my secrets now. Hold on.
You know, so just show up.
Yeah.
Don't go missing on people. This is the thing. I do not overcomplicate things. I like things simple and sweet, but that's truly it. It's just showing up, and you don't have to show up all day, every day, but and do what works for you. For me, I wake up early in the morning before I get out of my bed. I'm in there dropping my video, answering questions. All right, I get up and get in the shower and get my day started. Mm-hmm. If I got some downtime, I'm back in there.
That's dope. Mm-hmm. That is so amazing. This has been powerful.
Thank you.
The communities the challenge is coming, and we're going to build out these communities together and get them to, six figures in monthly recurring revenue. But what's next for Brooklyn?
Oh, I have a book coming out.
Okay.
Shout out to Ash Cash. Yes, my book is launching. I'm going to do a launch party for that.
Okay.
I'm getting ready to do a podcast like you too.
So dope.
So I'm so excited for that. And what's next is, as far as business goes, my book, my podcast, and just, literally helping as many people as I can, just growing these communities, growing the impact, growing the influence, getting the brand out there to more people. And honestly, I'm in a space where it's like I'm focusing on my personal. I would love to get married and, start dating and stuff again.
Okay.
So that's really what's next. It's just like focusing on family and, living my best life.
Living the soft life. Mm-hmm. I love that for you. I see it for you. Well, this has been another amazing episode of Access Granted. What would be the last piece of advice or a piece of advice that you have to an entrepreneur who's watching this and maybe they're scared to take action? Maybe they feel like community model might not be for them, but we know the reward of execution and diving in and executing on information that's out there. So
honestly, I would say to number one, I always have to say this is keep God first, because I would not be here if God didn't give me the vision and if he didn't give me the strength. Because I went through so much and I was so weak and ready to give up. And so just always keep God first, allow him to lead you and he will help you. And so also don't be afraid to try new things. There's a lot of times there's business owners who are stuck in what they know and what they've been doing for years, that they're scared to add an extra stream of income, or they're scared to try something new. They're scared to pivot. Don't do it. I mean, don't be scared. Like literally, fear is not of God. So do what you have to do. Push yourself to try new things. You need that extra stream. You need that passive income, and you deserve freedom, and people deserve, and people need you. There's information, there's experiences that you've had, and you can impact people in a major way. So I would just say, just go out there and do it. That's pretty much it.
I love it. You guys, this has been another amazing episode of Access Granted. I want you to make sure you like, comment, subscribe, but most importantly, make sure you lock into the challenge. I'm going to be there, locked in, learning strategies to take my community to the next level. So I'll make sure I see you inside.
Let's go.